Hello everyone, my name is PJ Roo and I am very excited to be presenting to you today the hero of our show, the MIZUNO MP5 iron. Absolutely stunning muscle back blade. This is aimed at your better players, your plus handicappers, your pro golfers. I would not give this to anybody higher than a 5 handicap. This is a full blade, yet it's a full blade with a slight difference. It actually offers you forgiveness of a semi-blade. How MIZUNO have managed to do that, they've thinned out strategic areas in the back of the club head, allowing them to position the weight where you need it. Better player generally behind the golf ball, low down on the club face, because that's kind of where most better players with this type of iron would be striking it. They call this channel back technology. Now, it's going to give you maximum workability, maximum control. When I talk about workability, this is for the player wanting to shape it, hitting it high, hitting it low, hitting a draw, hitting a fade, whatever the combination of all four of those might be. What is interesting and what first caught my attention is this slightly bigger top line. This comes from the MP64 or the semi-bladed version of the MIZUNO iron lineup. Why that's interesting, blades traditionally are referred to as steak knives. They're very thin top lines, very, very clean, but also very small. So when you put them down at address, yeah, you get a little bit the heebie-jeebies, especially on a cold winter's morning. This, however, inspires confidence because of the slightly bigger top line. That again comes back to them using that channel, but getting rid of some of the weight there, positioning it low down there. They've also been able to increase that top line, visually appealing, making it easier to hit, but also allowing them to play with the center of gravity throughout the set, which is really cool. So your 3 iron, there's a lot more mass at the bottom, versus call it the pitching wedge, which is at the top of the set, where this bar actually moves up on the club head, and that top line becomes even slightly fatter, knocking down the flight for you, because you don't really want to balloon the wedge or the 8 or the 9 iron. Of course, tried and tested. We have to mention this. You'll see here where they talk about GF forged 1025E. GF just means grain flow forging. That's what MIZUNO became famous for. This is why MIZUNO irons feel as soft as they do. It's because of the grain alignment in their forging process. The 1025E, that's just the carbon select steel that MIZUNO use. They are very particular about what steel is utilized in the single piece grain flow forging. Yes, I mentioned single piece. This entire head is constructed from a single steel billet, which also enhances feel further from MIZUNO. As one would expect, not much going on in the sole of this club. It is a blade. This is designed for the guy wanting to work it left to right, as I've mentioned previously. No beveling of any kind. A player using this iron should have enough skill to reduce the time it interacts with the turf, but also MIZUNO don't want to complicate anything on the sole in terms of taking away from your workability. As we have seen in the past, dynamic gold, S300 stock shaft, you do get custom options from MIZUNO obviously. This shaft just works with this head. Most better players on tour, ironically enough, would still be playing the DG X100. I've got with me the S300. It's just the stiff version versus the X. This is definitely your better skilled golfer. Your plus handicap absolute maximum I would go to would be a 5. Well, I think I need to go try this. This is really appealing to me.